So I promised on Easter Sunday a joke or a story every Sunday of Easter, and I want to be a man of my word. So here is this edition. A Minneapolis couple decided to go to Florida to thaw out during a particularly icy winter. They planned to stay at the same hotel where they spent their honeymoon 20 years earlier. Because of their hectic schedules, it was difficult for the couple to coordinate their travel. So the husband left Minneapolis and flew to Florida on Thursday, while his wife planned to come down the following day. The husband checked into the hotel. There was a computer in his room, so he decided to send an email to his wife. However, he accidentally left out one letter of her email address and sent the email without realizing his error. Meanwhile, someone in Houston, a widow who had just returned home from her husband's funeral, he was called home to glory following a heart attack. The widow decided to check her email, expecting condolences messages from family and friends. Her very first email said, "To my loving wife." Subject, "I just arrived today." And now the email. "I know you're surprised to hear from me. They have computers here now, and you're allowed to send emails to your loved ones. Since I just arrived, I thought I would send you an email. Everything has been prepared for your arrival tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing you then. Hope your journey is as uneventful as mine was. P.S. Sure is hot down here. Bye." Now the homily. Even though our gospel passage is an iconic one of Peter professing his love 3 times after denying Jesus 3 times before his crucifixion, I found myself drawn to the reading from Acts. In this reading, we find the apostles standing before the Sanhedrin giving testimony. The Sanhedrin was the supreme council and court of justice in ancient Judea. It was composed of chief priests, scribes, and elders. It functioned as the highest level of court, responsible for interpreting Jewish law and deciding both civil and criminal matters. Basically, they were a big deal, and you did not want to be on their radar. Notice what the Sanhedrin is saying. They are so disgusted with Jesus and his teaching that they won't even say his name. It says, "We gave you strict orders, did we not, to stop teaching in that man's name? And yet you have filled Jerusalem with his teaching and want to bring that man's blood upon us." And I love the apostles' answer. We must obey God rather than men, meaning we don't want to break your laws, but God must be obeyed. The apostles knew the great gift they had received. They knew that Jesus was the Son of God. They knew that he gave them his body and blood. They knew that he gave them hope of eternal life. On the other hand, we know this too, don't we? Now everyone say, "Yes, Father." Jesus died for us. We were chosen before we were even born. Think about that. Before you took your first breath, Jesus chose to die for you. Jesus loved us that much. Let our lives reflect the gratitude that we feel. Today is a shortened homily, for we need to conduct our parish pastoral council elections and school council elections. First, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank our parish council and school council. They are very important for me in giving guidance and consultation. These are my primary advisors. So for those of you who serve on parish council and school council, Thank you very much for your guidance and leadership. Now, if you could pass down the ballots at the end of your pews. If you have a bulletin, you will notice the biographies of our parish council and a QR code for the school council so that you may conduct your ballots. Notice on the ballot it says 3, but you are voting for 4 members, not 3. So please vote for 4, and if you could, please print your name and email address. We are trying to do a better job with our communications, so we really need your email address and your name. So if we could take this time now to reflect and pray on who we would like to elect for our next council members, and then I will call forth our hospitality ministers to collect your ballots. Thank you.